Okay, so if you already write online, but you have not yet actually published a book, then you're leaving money and credibility on the table. And you may not realize how close you are to actually having already written a book. And it really comes down to understanding what goes in a book and kind of organizing the work that you've already done into an actual book. So in this episode, I'm going to explain how you would go from writing stuff online, writing emails, writing blog posts, or just social media posts, and how would you take that stuff and actually organize it into a book? Because if you publish a book, you can call yourself an author. People just give you instant credibility if you are an author, and you can say, hey, grab my book, and you see it on Amazon. And then the book will actually bring you clients. In fact, both of the books that I've published have brought in 6 figures in client revenue. And that's pretty cool that they kind of do it on their own. And, I've talked in other episodes about the requirements to write a book that brings you clients. And so you want to go back and check some of those out, because there's other nuances to writing a client getting book. But this episode is going to be about how to take the work that you are already doing and organize it into a book so you can grow your brand, make more money, all that good stuff. Cool. All right. So at the core of any book is what we will call a signature framework. Basically, if you think about so any book should be written to a certain person and promising a certain outcome. You might be a YouTube expert and you help attorneys to get more leads for their business through YouTube marketing. And if you were going to work with an attorney one-on-one and walk them through the whole process, you would have your process for doing that, right? You'd have your overarching, okay, there's 4 steps. And then you would take them through that. And then there'd be sub-steps within each one. It's if you think about what the layout of an online course would look like, or a one-on-one program or a cohort where you're going to take some attorneys through, that's your signature framework. So it's actually organizing everything into the steps that it would take for an attorney to start getting clients through YouTube marketing. And if you wrote a book, those steps, that signature framework, that's the meat of the book. Okay? So we're going to think about the organization of your book like a sandwich. Bread on top, meat in the middle, and bread on the bottom, right? The signature framework is the meat. And so now that you know that's what the core of a book is, the actionable how-to chunk, you can think about, have I already written all that in the form of 4 or 5 different blog posts that I could just sort of combine and, edit to where they flowed naturally together? Because you probably have. You probably taught your signature framework in bits and pieces throughout all your content for quite a while now. So writing a book is just about organizing that. Then what comes before the signature framework in the book, we'll call that the top slice of bread on the sandwich, is you write a few chapters that nail these points. One chapter would be, hey, here's why you should read this book. Here's what's possible for you. That's usually the opening chapter of a book. Next would be your personal story. And then you would also kill off some objections that people have around using your method. So what objections would those attorneys have towards using YouTube marketing? They might say, I don't know how to create videos. I'm not good on camera. I don't know how to edit. I'm not tech savvy. You want to address all that up front in your book, get them all excited, getting them believing they can do it. So you've probably written stuff like that already too. You've probably written your story. You probably killed off objections. You probably told people what's possible with, your technique. And so those would be the opening chapters in your book. Okay, so we've got the opening chapters, the top slice of bread, as we're calling it. Then we've got the signature framework, which we're calling the meat of the book. And then you need the bottom slice of the bread. To round it all off, you close a book with encouraging the person to take action. Hey, you know what to do. You know you can do it. Here's why you should. You sell them on why they should hire you as a coach, because you want to get clients from your book. So you dispel myths around that. You explain how much faster they can get results if they work with you versus just reading the book. And I like to provide my readers with a master action checklist at the end of the book, just so they kind of have something they can use concrete to go out and execute and get the outcome. And again, you've probably written these things already. You've probably written encouraging notes to your ideal client. You probably, explained why they should hire a coach. You probably listed out the action steps they need to take. And so while writing a book is still going to be a nice chunk of work, right? Because you can't just grab stuff you've already written and, just use it without editing it to make it into a book. But really, I just wanted to show you that A, this is all that a client getting book really contains. And B, you've probably already written at least some of that stuff. So once you gather it all together and you organize it into an actual manuscript that would be a book, then you just have to pick a title, get a cover designed. You hire an editor on Upwork. I recommend doing that. Let them give it a once over. It won't cost you that much. They'll fix all your errors. And then you'll have two files, your cover file and your manuscript file. You upload those to Amazon, put the title in, the description, the keywords. There's other little stuff, but then that's it. You've got a book. You're a published author, and the book, when properly done, will bring you clients. It'll give you authority, and it'll stand the test of time, whereas all your other content kind of fizzles out. People only care about it for that day. Nobody digs up your Facebook post or your blog post from years ago. But books stand the test of time. By far, they are the type of content that outlasts everything else. So I hope that was inspiring to some of you out there today. I've got my book coming out soon called Get Clients with a Book that teaches people how to do this. I've also opened up my calendar for one-on-one coaching calls. If you want to just book a single call with me to have a breakthrough and get your book rolling, I'll put a link in the description for that. That's all I got for you guys. Hope that helped somebody out there if you're kind of stuck and you want to get that book rolling. Don't overthink it. Action is the best thing you can do because it informs you of what you don't have. And when you get in momentum, you get more energy and more confidence. So here's to your success. I want you to become a published author. Maybe even by the end of this year, there's still time for you. Have a great one. I'll see you guys next time. Here's to your success. Peace.